Hi, my name is Shayna Miller, and I'm the Assistive Technology Specialist for Granite School District. This presentation is to show you what the process looks like for submitting an assistive technology referral, as well as going over a few of the options that we have and are able to provide students. First, we're going to talk about who we are as an assistive technology team, what we are able to do, when we're able to do those things, how the process works, and why we do what we do.
Every district in Utah has an assistive technology team that is there to support local schools to evaluate, acquire, and manage assistive technology for students with disabilities. If the student is being seen by the assistive technology team, the IEP should have special factors for assistive technology marked. We serve students on IEPs or 504s. The reason we do it is because it is best practice, provides equity, and is a federal mandate. The assistive technology team is comprised of speech and language pathologists, special education teachers, occupational therapists, and a technology coach. Listed on the screen are the people who are currently on the assistive technology team, all of which are great resources if you have questions in regards to assistive technology. The team is only able to see students 2 days a month, as all of the other team members have full-time caseloads, which they are released from twice a month to go out and do assistive technology. What we do on our 2 days a month, we meet at Hart-Vixen School in the morning. We have a brief morning meeting, do some training as needed, and then go out and see students in teams of 3. We generally have a special education teacher, an occupational therapist, and a speech and language pathologist on each team. And those small teams go out and see students at different schools on those 2 days each month. What the process looks like. First, a referral needs to be made. Those can be emailed to me or sent through district mail to me at my office, which is at Hart-Vixen School. Once I receive a referral for a student, I will email you to let you know that I have received the referral and let you know what the next steps are. Those next steps are a preliminary assessment, which involves a file review, an observation, and a teacher interview. After we are able to do that observation and teacher interview and file review, we will meet with you on one of those 2 days a month that we are available to have an evaluation meeting. This meeting will involve the IEP team, parents, and the assistive technology team. In that meeting, we will discuss the reason for the referral and discuss the student's strengths, their challenges, what their needs are, and any background information related to the referral. We'll talk about the environment, what classes are they in, and what the needs are in those environments. We'll discuss what tasks you are trying to help your student accomplish by the use of assistive technology. And then we'll generate a list of possible assistive technology options to consider, go through each of those options, and decide on which one we want to implement. After that, we'll develop an implementation plan with you at the school. We'll provide the equipment, we will provide training on that equipment, suggestions for implementation, and then the team will follow up with you pretty quickly after initial evaluation, and then as needed from then on out. Next, we're going to talk about possible options in regards to assistive technology. The main areas we support students are communication, reading, writing, and access. First, let's talk about communication. In regards to assistive technology and communication, we go from low-tech to high-tech. Low-tech starting with things like objects, eye gaze boards, picture symbols, which can be either photos or symbols based on the student's discrimination level, topic boards, which are several pictures on one page, core boards, which have a lot of core vocabulary. A print and communicate book is that picture on the bottom right-hand corner, which is multiple pages put together based off of a topic with several pictures per page. We also have voice output devices. There's a GoTalk in the middle bottom picture, which what you do is you push the button, record a message. Then when you push the button again, it will play that recorded message, and we will print you overlays that slide into the device that have the picture that go along with the message you will record. If your student's able to handle a lot of vocabulary, we can move to more high-tech options. iPads are one thing that we use quite a bit. There's several communication apps that we can use. Those can also be based off of a photo representation. We can use picture symbols. Students with higher literacy skills, we can use word banks, phrases, or text-to-speech. Some of the common communication apps are Prolo Quote2Go, TD Snap, LAMP, and Cough Drop. There are some computer-based programs that we use. Cough Drop is one of those that's web-based, and that just means you can access that program from a computer, an iPad, a phone, and different types of things. Another high-tech communication option that we use sometimes with students is an eye gaze device. Tobii Dynavox is a company we've used a few times. There are others that is a self-contained system where the whole computer comes as a package set with the eye gaze built into it, as well as with the communication software. We are able to help students get trials of these devices, and then if they are successful, there is a possibility to help get a device like this funded through their insurance, so it would belong to them. Reading. Some reading options that we have for students are digital or audiobooks, PDF readers, a reading pen, where you take the pen and you drag it along text and it will read the words to you. We have text-to-speech, screen reading tools. There are also a lot of reading features built in curriculums nowadays. And then Kami is another program that can have digital content read to you. Writing. Some writing alternatives that we are able to offer students are adapted keyboards. The picture on the top with the colored keys is called a Big Keys keyboard, which it has color-coded letters as well as the keys are quite a bit bigger. We can do an iPad with a keyboard, Chromebooks. We have touchscreen Chromebooks and accordion Chromebooks. Computers, we're able to offer laptops if that's an option that's needed. Speech-to-text, on-screen keyboards. Some writing programs that we use on occasion are, there's apps on the iPad. There's a notes app that we use, as well as an app called SnapType, which allows a student to take a picture of a worksheet on the iPad, and then they can add a text box on top of the picture that they took of their worksheet if they do not have digital copies of their homework, but are working on worksheets and unable to write on the worksheet. On the Chromebooks, we often use a program called Read and Write for Google, which will read to you. It also has speech-to-text, word prediction, dictionaries, and a few other tools. Within Google Docs, voice typing is now built in, which is also a speech-to-text feature. Microsoft Online also has some writing accommodations built in. Access options. So for students who are unable to access computers or technology, we have some alternative items available. We talked about it earlier with the communication devices, but we have eye gaze bars. So if students are physically unable to access their device, we can use an eye gaze bar. We have switches, power link. A power link is a device that you can plug any type of electronic equipment into and hook a switch up to it. So then the student will be able to hit a switch, which will power whatever is plugged into the power link. So an example would be a student wants to help with cooking class. A blender could be plugged into the power link, and the blender will only turn on when the switch is hit. Scanning is another access option. We have a lot of different mounts, so we're able to mount equipment depending on where the student's able to access it. Head tracking cameras, adapted computers, and we talked about touchscreen Chromebooks already. There are also a lot of built-in accessibility options on computers nowadays, tablets, Chromebooks. They all have their own accessibility features. There's some for straight access. There's also accommodations for vision and hearing. Another feature under accessibilities is guided access, which is where you're able to open an app on an iPad, turn on guided access, and then the iPad is locked into that app and the student's unable to exit the app. A couple more things to touch on before we're done. There's a link to a video on the top of this slide called Be an Example, Model, Demonstrate, Show. It just kind of talks about the importance of role modeling the use of assistive technology to a student. In the middle is a link to our website, which has a lot of video tutorials on the different types of technology we offer, the different programs, how-to videos. And then at the very bottom is my email address. Please feel free to contact me with any and all assistive technology questions. This last slide has a few documents, a few links to documents. So here's a link to our referral, a link to our permission to test, which is not GoalView, as well as the permission to test for our 504 students. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.